Good afternoon. I haven't done much the last couple of days. All the stuff that's going on. You had that poor girl from Ukraine die for nothing, killed by that guy that's apparently been in prison or been arrested 14 times. Why in the hell is he walking free? I don't understand that. And you heard about Charlie Kirk. I never really followed him, so I don't really know what all he's done. But the work I've seen him do, there was nothing bad about it. There again, that's something else that shouldn't have happened. It accomplished nothing. It did piss off his wife. I was happy to see her stand up yesterday and tell them bastards, says, hey, get ready. Karma's coming. And then we had a deal that probably didn't make the headlines for nobody. Up in Dallas, we had an Indian motel manager that apparently hired an illegal immigrant. And somehow or another, they had a discussion about a dryer, and the illegal immigrant didn't like him, so he cut his head off. You know, what did that accomplish? For all you guys and gals that think I'm against the Indians, I'm not. I'm not against anybody from any race. I want to see everybody in every country be able to find a job that pays them enough money where they can provide for their families. I don't care what country you're in. The ones I fight are the ones that come over here and deprive us of jobs by discriminating against us on our own shores, in our own companies. I fight them bastards. Anyway, that kind of leads up to the next thing. I've showed you before in two videos about how good paying jobs were sent overseas, which deprives you of good paying jobs. And we discussed how these companies are importing a tidal wave of non immigrant guest workers, which also deprives you of jobs. Americans have never had no say. The media won't tell their story. The politicians won't tell their story. Hell, the politicians want them to stand up for them. And the employers, they're doing everything they can to hide these jobs from Americans. I don't understand that. Them bastards, they ought to be lined up against the Great Wall of China, and everybody they deprived of jobs should be allowed to talk to them. No more, no less. Just talk to them. Anyway, today I want to discuss one thing that's helping turn the tide. It's giving Americans a voice. But first, let's do this. Let's pull it up. My name's Virgil Beerswell. My website, my campaign website is vbsenate.com. I'm running to replace John Cornyn because John Cornyn has not done a damn thing for Texas workers. He has worked with Governor Abbott to import buku, from India to deprive jobs here in America. And apparently they've imported a bunch of people from other countries that believe in things like Sharia law, which I'm totally against. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get rid of this for now. What I want to discuss today, and I have nothing to do with these folks. I know nothing about them. I don't even know who they are. They have a website they've created called jobs.now. And apparently, if I understand it right, they go out and find these perm listings, which these employers try to hide from Americans so Americans won't apply for it. And they make it known where these jobs are at so that you, the American, can tell that employer, says, fuck you, I'm qualified, I have these skills, and I'm applying. And if I understand that right, that means that then the H-1B worker cannot be renewed for that particular position. If that's the case, I'm all for it. I'm all behind him. 100%. Don't, like I said, I don't know anything about it. Don't know anything about it. I know they have a donate here. I'm sure they can use your help, folks. I know what it takes to put together because I got a website of my own that does similar things. You ought to give them a chance. Go look them up. Talk to them. See what they got going on. Subscribe to them. Do all kinds of stuff. Stand up for Americans in America. We need more people like that. I'm so sick of these employers that are getting filthy rich by not hiring Americans. Them bastards ought to be lined up against the goddamn Great Wall of China and talked to. by everybody in America. I ain't gonna say what else I would do because that's not nice. But I do understand why people are mad at them because of stuff like this. Anyway, that's enough for now. I just wanted to draw attention to this jobs now. I think you need to give them guys and gals credit for making it possible where you can stand up to that politician, the media, and employer and say, fuck you. I've got these skills. You can't deny this any longer. I'm an American and I'm going to stick up for myself and my family, and I'm going to do everything I can to expose what you are doing. Period. Anyway, Senator Corn and Attorney General Ken Paxton, he can't keep his damn pants zipped apparently. Anyway, neither one of them two is going to do anything to help you. They call me Virgil the Jobs guy. It's because all I focus on is jobs. It's all I've done for about 22 years. It started a long time ago because I wanted to know why I couldn't find work anymore. I think I understand it better than anybody now. I've been in the trenches for about 22 years. I understand why you can't find a job. I understand what we can do to make it where you can find a job. That's why I'm running for senator. I believe the next major step is we need somebody on the inside. Every time the media comes up and says, well, I want to talk to you about XYZ, I come up and say, hey, that's fine. But if you do that, we're going to talk about jobs. Jobs for Americans, jobs for Texans. We're going to talk about how when Governor Abbott says he created 15 million jobs this year or this month or whatever, that he actually only created 50% of those jobs because the rest went to foreign-born workers, which deprives you of jobs that you desperately need. I'm trying to think of a polite way to say that, but that's basically what happens. It deprives you of the jobs that you need to work your way up in life, work your way up the ladder, to start out at the bottom and work your way to the top. Now, I heard somebody say the other day, a lady that works for the state of Texas, she says she didn't think they could hire an employee that is on a visa like an H-1B, but she says their contracts are crazy. They got people in there that have no interest in talking to Americans, working with Americans, hiring Americans, or anything. That's why I fight Ken Paxton. He could easily end that. He could step up, zip his pants up, step up to the microphone and say, hey, we're going to end the use of taxpayer money to hire contractors who do not hire Texans. Period. He won't do it. You know why he won't do it? Because he'd be putting his career on the line. Those employers would say, hey, we ain't going to have you talking like that. You might think you're a big shot, but you work for us. We've got the money. You think about that. Me, I don't give a shit. I want to see Texans working in Texas. I could use your help spreading the word, folks. You know, when I go up against Corner and Paxton, they're going to have millions of dollars at their disposal to run all kinds of ads. They're already doing it. They're ignoring me right now because they think I can't touch them. I believe I can because there's so many people pissed off about jobs. But I need a way. I need a lucky break. I need a Joe Rogan or Elon Musk or somebody to step up to the plate and say, hey, I support this asshole. Let's put him together, put him in the Senate so we can get people working. We need people working. That's the end of the non-immigrant guest worker visas so Americans aren't deprived of jobs. That's the end of the Sharia law and all that crap. That's the end of the damn statues, the Hindu statues going up around. You know, there's towns in Dallas area where apparently they have no problem blocking off the roads. So if you live in that neighborhood, while they do their banging on their drums or whatever the hell it is, they have no problem blocking you so that you can't get home. What kind of shit is that? By God, you own a part of that neighborhood same as they do. So I fight that too. It's not that I'm against Indians. I got some good friends Indians, Tanal and Kamar and people like that. But I am against people depriving Americans of their rights here in America, whether it be jobs or getting a home. We need to fight that. I appreciate your help. Thank you. Bye.